What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and today we're back for another GTA 5 video. So I asked you guys for a lot of feedback recently in the live streams. A lot of you guys said that you were still enjoying the GTA 5 mod videos that I've just started doing, so I kind of want to remain consistent with that. So we're going to keep trying to post some consistent GTA 5 videos in the next few weeks. But today I've actually got a brand new mod. Recently I did actually do some videos on the Spider-Man mod and the Thanos mod, but right now we're actually here for a brand new mod. So if you guys like superheroes, then this is the video for you. Basically what we're going to be doing today is we're actually going to be playing the CW Flash mod. Now what this is basically the CW Flash show is basically a DC comic show about the Flash, the superhero, and what they've done is the same guy who did the Thanos mod, and he didn't do the Spider-Man mod, but he did the Thanos mod and all those other crazy mods. He's basically come back to do this insane Flash mod, so you can play as all the speedsters, you can do all the powers. I have tried this once because I literally couldn't resist playing this before recording, but I've tried it once last night. But one thing I didn't realise when I was playing is you can actually use different powers and moves, and I really didn't even realise when I was playing. So I haven't tried all this mod out, I've just kind of briefly tried the speedsters and stuff. One thing I did realise is this mod kind of does have performance issues, it kind of makes you lag a little bit, but we're going to jump straight into it. So what this mod does is it has loads of different features. So I'm just going to quickly show you guys. Basically we're going to open the same menu. It's exactly the same menu as the Thanos one, as you can see. So we're just going to click on the Flash, and then what we do is we click enabled. Now to actually enable the mod you have to equip a suit, so it's not like the Thanos mod where you have to literally enable the powers and you can use any skin. With this it will transform you into the specific character. So what we can do first is we're going to go to the CW Reverse Flash. Now obviously you guys have seen the Reverse Flash if you've seen the show. He's like basically the first big bad of the show, he's like the villain, really cool stuff. So as you can see, this is the Reverse Flash. Now if we punch, he's going to go fast and he's got moves and stuff, but right now we're currently in slow mode. So what this does is it basically makes you into a normal character. So obviously you don't want to always be in speedster form, so you can actually go back to slow motion. So obviously if we go on this, we're going to have the powers back, and as you can see now I'm actually running. You can run up walls, you can do some crazy stuff. Now you can actually customize this a lot. So first, before we actually explore this, I'm going to go over all the powers and stuff because this is absolutely awesome. You can speed ahead, it's got sounds and stuff. The only downside is, like I said before, it does make you lag when you actually speed up to max speed, which is kind of a downside. What's really cool is it does have the actual sounds from the show, so as you can see it's not lagging so much right now, but when you actually speed up with shift, it plays the sounds from the show when they actually speed up, which is really cool. So there's a few different things you can do on this. You can have super speed, you can actually use slow motion, you can actually modify the speed, so you can modify the normal running speed here and also the shift running speed here, which I'll also show you. So basically this is slow motion. You can kind of modify this so you can make your player move slower like this, but also if you use the shift key for ultra speed and then the slow motion key, which is right click at the same time, basically it'll activate like an ultra motion speed. So there's the normal running speed like this, then there's this quick running speed, and then there's even another one which is this, which you run absolutely just way too quick. I don't even know how you could control this thing, but as you can see we're literally in Los Santos and now we're like over the hills, so pretty crazy stuff. What you can do is you can customize everything. You can go slow motion. It doesn't usually look like this in slow motion. Usually your character isn't slowed down like this, but everyone else is. But you can actually change it like I did, so it looks like your character's slowed down because it looks a lot more like the show, which is really cool. This is probably one of the coolest mods. Now I'm going to show you some other stuff as well, because currently we are playing as Reverse Flash. I want to kind of go over the powers first before I show you all the other characters, but this is basically just a showcase of everything this mod does. First of all, like I said, you can change your movement speed, you can have slow motion, you can also have super jumps and bigger speeds, so you can have big jumps. By default we're just going to run and jump. As you can see, what it does is it has this kind of like air thing. So if we jump normally, it does make you jump slightly higher than it would obviously in the normal game, but it doesn't have any crazy jump power like Thanos or anything, but it does make you jump a lot higher. But one thing you can do is you can kind of double jump, and what this does, when you tap space twice, it has these kind of like wind turbines underneath you, and then when you hold shift you can actually direct yourself and fly. So if you've seen the show, basically it's all about aerodynamics and stuff like that. Basically they can like go so quick that the hand can move through objects and stuff, so that's basically what this is. You can actually fly, really cool stuff. You can actually walk up walls as well, and you can run up walls. This is really similar to the Spider-Man feature we had in the other mod video. So in the other mod video I showed you where Spider-Man could climb up walls, he could do like backflips and stuff, all in GTA, and everything's a mod, which was really impressive. But what you can do is you can actually do that in this, but what you do instead of crawling up the walls is you can just run straight up them. You can walk straight up them, or you can run straight up them with super speed. So I'm just showing you what the mod looks like if you're on ultra flat road. Unlike the Thanos mod, if you walk into someone, they don't just smash out the way. What happens on this is you literally just walk straight over them. So it's kind of useful because you'd expect to like be stopped by loads of objects when you're running, but you can kind of run over flat terrain mostly fine, as you can see. And if you do obviously run into a car or something, it'll usually just make you climb over them. Obviously you're not supposed to run at this speed in the default game though, so sometimes if you run really quick in the ultra fast mode like I was, things do take a little bit of a while to load, but apart from that, it's absolutely perfect. And if your game's not lagging, which mine isn't right now, it's a really good experience. So you also have auto healing, so if you do get in combat with someone like the cops or like a criminal, you do actually heal automatically. Obviously you can heal automatically in the normal game if you're behind cover, but this is just automatic healing because of the metabolism that Barry Allen has in the Flash show. You can walk over water as well, which is a really cool feature. I'm just going to show you that now. It doesn't really matter at the speed you run, you can just normally walk on water, which is really useful because if you want to cross the islands really quickly, you can walk on water. It does get a bit glitchy though, as you can see. If you run really fast, it does glitch, and sometimes it pushes you underwater like this. But once you start running again, you're back on top. So running at normal speed, it looks fine. But if you run at a really quick speed, it just looks like really weird, especially if you're running the ultra speed. It's only glitchy when you actually run over the waves of the water rather than the normal flat water. So mostly it's fine, but sometimes it can just be that little bit glitchy. So you can have a Supersonic Punch attack, you can have a Tornado attack, you can have a Heart Attack ability, which basically, like we said before, it phases your hand through someone's chest and it basically gives them a heart attack, which you've seen in the show. I think Reverse Flash might have even done that in the show himself. You can actually throw lightning bolts, which is also another popular thing you see in the CW show. So I'm not really sure if this is based off the comics or the show, but it does seem it's based mainly off the Flash show, which is really nice. You can have basic melee attacks. I'm not sure what the power is if you hit a car, so we're just going to slow down time and I'm just going to punch a car. What you do is you charge up with electricity and you can actually... You kind of have super strength. It's pretty crazy. I know that Flash has like healing and super speed, but in this mod you kind of have super strength because like you use the lightning and stuff for it, which is really nice. And it's the coolest thing about this is just the slow motion, because when you're running and you can see these trails behind you, it looks absolutely awesome. So you have rays that follow the player when moving. You can hijack vehicles, but for helicopters you have to hold F. So as you can see, literally I just ran really close to the vehicle, tapped F, and he just sped inside the vehicle, which is really nice. You can kind of still play like a normal player. I'll just try that again. As you can see, it basically just teleports you in the vehicle because you've got super speed. So really convenient if you want to get around, kind of funny if you want to like hijack someone's car. Oh snap, there's animals here. I completely forgot that in single player you actually have animals in GTA. Most of the time you can't catch up with these animals, but obviously with a Flash mod you can catch up with anything. So what you can also do is you can spawn ally and friendly flashers. Now you can actually do this in the other mods of the game, so with the Thanos mod that the same guy created, you can spawn an evil Thanos or a good Thanos. Exactly the same in this mod, and it's really cool. I haven't actually tried it out yet. These are basically just computer controlled NPCs, but they all have the same powers and they can use the same powers. So what I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to preview that for you, and then I'm going to show you the other skins, and then in the end I'm going to show you all the abilities. So we're going to just jump down to the Flash mod. One thing to note is if you do want to get this mod, you do have to donate to this dude's Patreon, so we'll put his link in the description below so you can actually get it. And basically when you donate you get all of this guy's mods, and he makes some really cool mods, so it's definitely worth donating to get them, because a lot of these mods are unique and you can't find them anywhere else on the GTA 5 mods website. But right now we're on this. What you can do, if you go to the bottom, you can actually spawn an ally. We're going to spawn an ally reverse flash because obviously we know that works, and what it does is it creates the ally and it shows you where the ally is on the map. So now if we go towards him, you can see there's actually an ally reverse flash. Now I'm not sure how he's going to work because he can't seem to get through this fence. Hopefully he's going to help us attack the cops. Yes, so what happens is he can actually attack the cops for you. He can use super speed, he can use powers. I'm not sure how regularly he's going to use powers, but as you can see he's protecting us from the police, which is really cool. So we could actually spawn a lot of different ally guys, but for now I'm sure we only need one. And he's throwing lightning as well. He just threw lightning at this car, which is crazy. So you can already see some of the moves from this mod already, which is really cool. Obviously my guy is healing. You can see he is automatically healing out of combat, which is really nice. And Basically, this ally reverse flash has already taken out the cops, and now he's going to follow you, so that's really nice. So now you've actually seen the reverse flash and also the ally NPC. What we're going to do is we're going to go as the season 2 to 3 Flash, which is obviously the Flash from the show. And now we're actually as the Flash. As you can see, this is the normal Barry Allen Flash from the TV show. So he does actually have the orange and yellow streaks when he runs. He's a little bit different to Reverse Flash. They have got everything accurate. The great thing about this as well is when you download it, they will give you a link to all the models to use. So when you install the models, basically everything's already set up for you. You just put the suit on and they've already set up all of the speed settings, they've already set up like the running and stuff. One thing I'm interested in though is how fast the speedsters are. I'm pretty sure all of them have the same running speed, so technically Barry should be the fastest. Obviously he's going to have different speeds in each season of the show, but technically Barry should be the fastest, but at different stages obviously Zoom's faster and Reverse Flash has faster speeds, so we don't really know. I'm pretty sure everyone in this mod has the same speed, but that's still pretty interesting. What you can also do though, instead of just an ally, you can actually spawn an enemy. So if we wanted to spawn a Reverse Flash with glowing eyes as an enemy, then we could do it and we can actually fight him. So now I'm going to actually show you some of these powers. So this Reverse Flash is actually going to go towards me, so I'm just going to slow down time. We can use some of these powers. So basically, if you press E, you can actually perform an attack like that. As you can see, we just went in slow motion and I just smashed into him. Then obviously double jumping, we can go into the air like I showed you before. But you need to be careful because we are actually having a battle with another speedster. So we're just going to press E again, smash this dude. And he didn't seem to actually get hit back far that time. And when you hit people, they go absolutely flying. But this is the Reverse Flash. This dude has a lot of health because he is the Reverse Flash, so it's not like we're going to defeat him quickly. But if you do kind of want to roleplay as the characters, you can actually use this mod to have fights just like the show, so that's really nice. So you can use E for that power attack. Also, left mouse should just do normal melee attacks, but they're infused with lightning like you saw before. So that's really cool. Another thing, which is a little bit similar to how the Spider-Man mod worked, is what you can do is if there's police officers or you have cops on you, you can actually target them and press R. And what that does is basically just disarms them. So if anyone does have a weapon and they're shooting you, you can easily disarm them with your super speed, which is really nice. So like we showed you before, you can actually go up to a vehicle and press F. All you have to do is just tap it. We can go up to this nice car and we can just jack this nice car just as quick as that. Now this is where things get really interesting. So before, like I told you, you can actually have different powers, so I'm going to show you the different powers. What I want to do is I want to actually switch to a different character to show you the powers. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change my suit to the Zoom suit. So obviously my favourite villain from the show is actually Zoom. This is the wrong model. This is we need to go as the CW Zoom. We're using the CW Zoom right now, as you can see. He is the same as before, but he looks a lot cooler because he has the blue rays when you're running. But like we said before, he does have the exact same speeds. But what you can do is you can actually press Q with this mod and you can actually phase the player. So what you do is you press left mouse and you can actually phase the player through objects. So you should be able to walk through objects like I just did. But the great thing about this is it doesn't actually work in a negative way. So obviously you'd expect if you're going to phase through objects, you're going to fall through the floor. But luckily that's not the case, because obviously you don't want to fall through the floor of the map, but they have actually made it so you only go through certain objects, which is really nice. So you're not going to fall through the map, you might sink a little bit, but luckily we're not going to fall out the world. If you do find something like a building or a room, you can actually phase through the door. So if we wanted to go into the prison or something, for an example, if Zoom wanted to break someone out of the prison, basically you could even use the fly mode just to get over the wall. There's so many different things. The only downside of going into the prison though, even as a speedster, is just the fact that there's so many police and they all have like weapons. If you press E, you do actually activate the power. As you can see, we are using a tornado right now. And then if you right click, you end it. So you can see in the show they use a lot of different powers with the speeds. They create tornadoes to like suck in objects. I think you see a tornado from Zoom. I'm pretty sure Zoom does actually make a tornado near the end of the series, but maybe I'm wrong. But you can actually make stuff like tornadoes. As you can see, I just showed you a tornado attack, so I'm just going to do that one more time. I'm going to try and go near some objects and cars so we can actually try and suck some people in. And as you can see, what will happen is everything will be sucked into the tornado. It's just like a normal tornado, except you're actually creating it. Luckily it doesn't kill people, but it is actually a really cool move. But if we press Q, we can actually do some other moves. We can actually throw lightning. So as you can see, we just threw lightning. I think what's better though is when you have someone targeted. So we're going to find someone. I'm going to try and throw lightning. Maybe we can throw lightning in this car. But as you can see, when you do it in slow motion, it looks even better. Because it's not just an attack that can knock people back, it literally blows up cars. It's absolutely crazy. So if we just find another car and we run in slow motion, we can throw lightning in this car and it's going to go absolutely off rails. I'm interested to see what happens though if someone's not in a car. But you can already see we blew up the car and the person who was driving it was on fire, which was insane. So we're just going to throw a lightning bolt at this dude. You'll see that he doesn't even see it coming. Boom. Right, that's absolutely crazy. But there is obviously a lot of different moves. That's not everything we can use. You can phase current vehicle. I'm not sure how that works. You can do super melee attack, which I think this is what you have by default. So when you press E, if you find someone, it just does that crazy attack. But what this does is it actually lunges far forwards. So you're kind of like teleporting forwards, which is ridiculous. So we're going to just try it on this car. Boom. And that super melee attack's the thing where you have super strength, and that car went absolutely flying. You can have hunch melee attack. I think what this does is you just constantly punch people. It'd be easier obviously to try it on people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spawn another enemy. We're going to go straight into the flash mod, and we're going to spawn another enemy, but this time it's going to be Barry Allen like last time. So we're going to spawn Barry. Now what we can do is we can actually fight him. I want to use some of these new moves on him though. So if we just go into the menu again, we use some super power attack. There's this thing called heart attack which I want to kind of use. I think what it does is it phases your fist through the enemy, but I'm not sure if it actually works on Barry Allen. Right, we'll try it on this guy. Boom. So what you do is you phase your fist and it goes straight through his chest and it just kills the person. Right, we'll kick this dude's car. Hopefully he'll get out of the car. Yep, I think, yep, he's taking the bait. He's getting out of the car. Boom. That's just a quick and easy way to take people out. You've seen that in the show. I'm pretty sure the reverse flash uses it. So then we also have phase to ground attack. So we're just going to try this. Now I've shown you everything else. Tornadoes, phasing, throwing lightnings. But you can also have a tornado hands attack. And basically what this is it's like a punch machine skill. Right, as you can see, we have to hold E itself. But this is just like the show when they actually move the hands rapidly and it creates tornadoes, which is really awesome. I think that's actually cooler than the tornado thing itself because you can kind of use it manually. So we're going to go up to the car, we're going to see if it has any effect on the car, and boom, it'll make the car fly back. So it's not as powerful as the tornado, it doesn't suck things in, it kind of pushes them away instead, but it's a really cool move to use. I'm not sure what it's actually done. I think it's actually broke a car completely. It's a little bit better if you do actually spawn enemies to fight, so if we do spawn another Barry Allen. But for some reason it's really easy to kill other speedsters on this, which is kind of annoying, but you can actually set the custom health. So we're just going to use the tornado skill on him a few times. And he's running. Barry's not supposed to run in the show, but he's running. There was actually another move that I forgot to use, which is avoid bullets in melee. But as you can see, this guy's shooting me. Oh my god, this is so cool. This guy's shooting me, but when he shoots me, he can't even hit me because it just phases through all the bullets. This is exactly what Zoom actually does in the show. When he gets shot by the cops, he just phases past all the bullets and then he just drops them on the floor. And then the last feature I haven't shown you is you can actually disarm people. So what you do is you walk straight up to them and just punch the weapon out of their hands. And now this guy is absolutely helpless. So what we could do is we could throw some like lightning at him or something. So really cool stuff in this mod, guys. Really nice mod. I will leave the link in the description below. A lot of stuff you can do with this. It is obviously a lot better if you do have more models. Right now all I have is the zoom model, the flash model and the reverse flash model, which is kind of all you need. But you can download more models, you can actually customize extra stuff. So if we do go into the flash, you can go to the bottom on options, and what it lets you do is it actually lets you set the low speed number. So we could change it, for an example, to 4000, and then what that would do is it'd make us run even faster without pressing shift. So you can customize it as much as you want. You can change all the speeds, you can change all the colors of the rays behind you. Obviously if you're using a custom model, or if you're not using the flash models, you might want to do this to create like your own speedsters or something. And then you can kind of customize stuff. You can change the blur of the rays off. You can change so many different things. Obviously the rays do create a little bit of lag, so you might want to turn them off, but then you can turn them back on. One thing that's really interesting though is you can make yourself invincible, you can make the other speedsters invincible, but in slow motion you can obviously see me running right now like this. It's not actually like this by default, you actually have to change this yourself. Obviously he's running in slow motion, his arms are moving really slow, but what this is the old style for slow motion. So if we turn it off, when he runs, he just runs normally like a normal person, which is kind of not really how it should be, because obviously other people slow down and he's still moving fast in real time. You kind of want this option on so it looks like the show, because you're still moving at like a faster speed than the other people, but you still look like you're in slow motion, which is really cool. So a lot of different options you can toy around with, a lot of customization in this mod. Really cool stuff all in all. If you do like this mod and you do want to get it, I will leave the guy's Patreon in the description so you can actually obtain the mods. If you like the video, do drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and let me know any other GTA 5 mods you want me to review. Subscribe to the channel for daily GTA 5 and gaming videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Damn, son. Let me begin. I came to win. Battle me, that's a sin. I won't tell a sucker.